Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name's EJ Marino and today we are diving into a really interesting video on my channel. We are going to be fantasy booking the first champions for AEW. If you've been recently following my channel, I talked about All Elite Wrestling's first major event, Double or Nothing. It was quite a great wrestling event with a lot to talk about. But one thing we didn't get to talk about is any new champions. They showed the title belt. We started seeing some of the divisions starting to form, like the tag division, the women's division, and some of the other ones. But we haven't really had our heavyweight champion or any real other looks at champions. So I wanted to take this moment to fantasy book, to put my ideas in the internet, in the universe, to see if maybe I could be right in a couple months when we start getting all the champions, and I could possibly be right. I could be very wrong, and you can tell me in the comments below. I don't mind that, but I'm really excited for this because I don't see many YouTube videos like this. We see people fantasy booking WWE all the time, but AEW is so new with such a fresh roster that I had to dive into all of this. So join me, we're going to be talking about it right now with my first belt. So yes, first on my list is a junior heavyweight or a cruiserweight or light heavyweight, whatever you want to call it. It's the smaller division belt. It's going to be for the guys that aren't too big, aren't really going to be heavyweight champion material, but still deserve a shot at a belt. A belt that's honestly some of my favorite actions, from the junior heavyweight division in New Japan to 205 Live in WWE. That's where some of the hottest action is. So this belt is going to be one of my favorites. And my first champion is Sammy Guevara. This belt could go to so many talented people on this roster who normally wouldn't get a bigger belt. So this is a little bit tough. I want to say Sammy Guevara because he has the look and is a great worker. He's someone that could work good as a heel or a face when needed. I think that's really needed for this company, and I think he's someone we could build a division around. You could also give it to Sonny Kiss as a massive deal for this company, not only for inclusion, because he's going to carry a division eventually. You also have Jungle Boy, who's a solid worker, and I think again would be over with women and children. I think Jungle Boy, Sonny Kiss, or Sammy Guevara are the people you can build a division around and have those three feud. Sammy Sonny would be a hell of a feud. Sammy Jungle Boy, another great feud. So that junior heavyweight division in AEW could be fire. The next belts on my list are the tag team titles, and I'm going to give them to the Young Bucks. Bear with me, I'll explain that. So I try not to give any of the executive vice presidents title belts because I don't want that fan outrage of, you could book yourself to win the belts, that's horrible. No, for me, non-wrestlers booking themselves to win belts is bad. Vince McMahon, Vince Russo, I don't know, anyone named Vince in wrestling. But if a wrestler can manage their ego and use their status to book to build a division, then hinder it, I'm down for that. And the Young Bucks seem to be that kind of, those kind of guys who I think could see them having a belt and use their legendary status as a way of building it up. So whoever beats them for the first time, they instantly become megastars. That's, think about that. So the Bucks are the best tag team in the world. I think they're amazing. But yeah, you know, whatever your opinions are, they're one of the most infamous tag teams in the world. So anyone beating them, from the Best Friends to the Lucha Bros to Super Smash Bros, who we saw debut on Double or Nothing, there is a lot that could happen from one of those teams beating the Young Bucks to be tag titles. I think that's why we start off with the Bucks. You start off at the top of the mountain and then let everyone climb up, and that's how you build a successful division from the bottom up. Speaking of starting off at the top, I'm talking about the women's title, and I want it to be Awesome Kong. That's not only my fan bias, because I'm a huge Awesome Kong fan. She's also an incredible talent. We start her off at the top of the mountain, and we let these women climb. Think of her as Goro from Mortal Kombat, and you're just a little Johnny Cage trying to fight your way up. Sub-Zero, Scorpion, Melina, Katana, Goro. That's what I imagine Awesome Kong as. This amazing final boss in the women's division. And who do I think should be this Johnny Cage, this Liu Kang? Britt Baker is the obvious other choice, but I would rather see her fight for the belt than defend a belt. Nyla Rose is another great woman who could have some great matches with Kong. Even throw Aja Kong in there, and we have 3 generations of badass women. It's like a kaiju battle I would have seen in Godzilla King of the Monsters. So I think Awesome Kong starting off at the top, feuding with all these women and then eventually giving it to Britt Baker so she could be like the head of this franchise. I know, another blonde white woman as the head of a franchise. We have a lot of other good people on here. Kylie Ray, we have Nyla Rose as well. We have some of the Japanese talent as well. But I do think Britt Baker has that charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent to be a top star in AEW. A good company needs 5 belts, so before we get to the heavyweight title, my next belt is the Intercontinental title, and I'm giving it to MJF. Is there any other choice? Like, he is God's gift to wrestling, whatever he wants to call himself gimmick-wise. He's a great wrestler. He's a great talent. He's someone I would tune in weekly to see. An MJF heel run as champion, that's money. He's the type of person you could build a division around. I can see him holding the Intercontinental title like Jericho did in WWE multiple times, 9, 10 reigns, because he is that awesome. I really think MJF has everything you would have as a champion. He's a great heel. He is a great mic person. He's good in the ring. I don't think he's like a 5-star wrestler. He's great in the ring though. Like, I think he can put on a good match, but he is someone who can carry our division. They mentioned him in the press release, which is crazy to see him next to Billy Gunn, the Young Bucks, Hangman. He's going to be a big deal in AEW. And I'm not saying let's never give him the AEW championship reign. I think that would be great down the line, but I want to see MJF as the core, as the center, as everything in the Intercontinental, in that mid-card division, because he could really run that by himself. Now, he can't do it by himself. He needs other wrestlers. So who do we put this MJF against? Kip Sabian, Christopher Daniels, and even the especially great Darby Allin. That's like other people who could really put this belt onto another level. Hell, even bring Sammy Guevara up from that junior weight belt to the Intercontinental division, kind of like they're doing with Ospreay over in New Japan with the never open weight belt. We can really do that, and I think MJF is that perfect person to put any wrestler against. We've come to our final belt, the AEW Championship, the AEW Heavyweight Championship. What's the proper name for it? I really don't know gonna be the official name, but I think I know the official first champion, Hangman Adam Page. Chris Jericho putting Hangman over at All Out in August and letting him kick off a good run is what needs to happen. Again, like Awesome Kong having that belt first and giving it to another woman, just Hangman beating Jericho for that belt would just make Hangman an instant star. Adam Page is really going to be, I think, the John Cena of this company, the Okada of this company. I think he's going to be the face. He has everything as well. I don't know how great he is on the mic. I've seen him every now and then do interviews. I see him on Being the Elite. He's funny, but I would like to see him do a classic good old promo, because I think that's the last key to make him that star. But can we all agree that him and Jericho are going to have a great match? Can we all agree that Hangman winning that belt is going to be great? Because then we start him in a program with Moxley as soon as possible. So we're going to have basically Hangman, Jericho, and then we'll have Kenny Omega, Moxley. Split those up, put those back. Let me get my final Chris Jericho, Kenny Omega match to finish their trilogy, and give me the fresh feud of Moxley Hangman. That could be an original AEW feud that feels so fresh, that will progress this company to its next level. I don't know. I mean, again, like the Intercontinental division, we have so many people. Kenny Omega can have this belt, face off with Hangman, Kip Sabian, Christopher Daniels. There is a lot. Cody Rhodes, again, Pac if he ever wants to come and not be a brat. We can even give it to Chuck Taylor at one point. I'm saying there's a lot to do in this division, but Hangman has to be how we kick it off. Hangman has to be the one to feud with Moxley first. Those two in a classic, like, Texas bull rope kind of match, that's what I want to see. That's the kind of stuff I can see AEW giving us, and I think Adam Page and Moxley as those first couple champions is how you do it. So that is my review for fantasy booking AEW. Sorry I'm not on Jim Cornette level, or, you know, even like Steve Kern from back in the day. Like, sorry I'm not on that level of booking, but I had a good time talking about this. I had a good time predicting who I want to be these first couple champions and giving you some early feuds or where they could go. What do you think of this video? What do you think of these AEW champions? I want to know your 5 AEW champions in the comments below. Give me your heavyweight, intercontinental, women's, women's tag and junior heavyweight, whatever you want to call that, like final belt. Give me your predictions, because this is going to be a hell of a roster, a hell of a company with some great champions if you allow it. So I want to know all your feelings down below. Let me know what you thought. Give me a thumbs up if you did enjoy this video, and subscribe to my channel, because I make videos like this every single week. If you AEW fans like this, I will keep AEW videos up weekly. So thank you so much for tuning in, guys. Comment down below, and thank you for talking about All Elite Wrestling.